Hi boys and girls, I'm out here in the windy wind again today. We are doing Lesson 60, Assessment 11. It looks like this. Go ahead and get your name written on the top of that. I'm going to go through this and give you the instructions. Unlike other times where I tell you, oh, if you need some extra time, go ahead and pause. This time when I tell you to pause, you need to pause because you're going to need the time to write down the answers. So if I say pause, pause. Parents, helpers at home, your child should be doing this on their own. We don't really want them to get any help because we want to see where they're at and how well they're learning and what we still need to work on. So if you can try to not help them, if there's something you absolutely have to kind of give them hints or clues about, if you could just make a note on the sheet of paper and let us know that that happens so that we know where they're still needing some extra help, that would be awesome. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and get started with number 1. I'm going to give you some words and I want you to spell them on the line for me. Keep in mind that there are dashed lines there, so the number of lines is the number of letters. That's just a little extra hint for you. Our first word for number 1 is van. Van. Number 2 is maid. Maid. Number 3 is like. Number 4 is those. And number 5 is use. All right. If you need to rewind the video too, you can go back and listen to the words again if you need that. I'm going to move on to number 6 through 10. On 6 through 10, this is where after I give instructions, you're going to want to pause. You are going to draw a line from the letter sound to the picture that it matches for the initial sound. So go ahead and pause the video and get that done, and then we'll move on to the next section. All right, on the next section, 11 through 15. Here, you are going to code these words just like we've been doing together in class or on videos the whole time. You're going to use the brevs or the macrons and go ahead and go through and code those words. And again, pause the video, and then we will move on to number 16 together. All right. Number 16 was a little confusing for Miss White for what they were asking, so I really looked into it so that I could maybe help you guys understand a little bit better when you're doing it. For number 16, 17, and 18, we are seeing what letters you would use to make the k sound in these words. So number 16, for example, is a vowel with a brev on it. That's what it's saying. So a vowel and a brev. So short sound. So a short a, ah, I, any word like that. So think like lick or back or sack or luck. Think of those words, and then what letter or letters are you going to use to make the k sound at the end of a word like that? Number 17 would be if we have a double vowel. So like book or seek. So what letter or letters would you use at the end of a word to make that k sound? All right. Number 18 is a little different. It is what letter you would use if it was coming before an I, an E, or a Y. So what letter would you, or letters would you use to make the k sound before any of those? So go ahead and pause if you need a second to think about those. And then we'll move on to the back. Here we go on the back. All right, on the back, I want you to read this paragraph. If you need to code any of the words to help you figure out what they are, go for it. But read the paragraph, read the question number 19 and write an answer. And then on number 20, you're going to read the question and color in with your pencil, write in the answer. All right, again, pause because you probably need a minute to do that. And then we're going to move on to 21. On 21, 22, and 23, if you were in class, you're going to come to me or Miss Porter or someone else is in class, and we're going to ask you to read these words to us. If you are at home, find someone who's at home with you that you can read these words to. Teachers, parents at home, we want to know if they've read the words correctly. So they're going to read 21, 22, and 23 to you. And if they read them correctly, put a check mark. If they didn't, maybe write down what they did say. And then that's what we need for that. So go ahead and pause and do that right now. And then again, on number 24 and 25, same thing with whoever's helping you out at home. I want you to tell them what letter it is and then tell them the sound that letter makes. So again, if they get it right at home, just go ahead and put a check mark for us. All right. Make sure your name is on it before you turn it into us, especially if you're bringing it from home. Sometimes those papers from home get all mixed together and we don't see the names, or we're not sure whose they came home with. So do that, put it in your zipper pouch if you're at home, and bring it back to us. Thanks, I'll see you next time.